Hi, my loves. Good morning. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much to Ashley for putting this question out here. And I know, Kat, you were also wondering about launching as well. So thanks so much for the inspiration. So, of course, I'm going to preface this with there is so much knowledge that you go deeper in than what I can provide here on this live, but I promise you I'm going to give you as much value as I can on the live without really knowing your situation, your goals, but things to definitely consider so that you can at least take this information and implement it into your business, okay? And of course, I'm always going to say if you want to dive in deeper, of course, I'm here to support you. So just reach out. Okay, my loves. So, um, first of all, what is a launch? A launch is the process to call in your clients into your program, whether it's a one on one program or a group coaching program. I'm going to say, yes, a workshop, depending on your definition of a workshop or event, but typically workshops are lower ticketed, easy sort of sales that you don't need a huge process to call in clients for. A workshop, in at least in my process, is more like a sampler, like an appetite, and then from the workshop you also can sell your bigger item. Okay, and so typically, again, depending on your price point, and of course, it's going to depend on your niche as well sometimes, right? So a launch typically is something within, like it could be $1,000 to, $15,000, but it also depends, and I'll talk a little bit about, what exactly do you do depending on the price point. So generally, anything under $2,000, maybe even $2,500, you can sell in a launch without getting on phone calls. Okay, that's called a low ticket item. Now, something over that, you usually need to get on a call just to make sure it's aligned and then enroll the people in. I do have some clients who are like, I am very, very, very picky about who comes into my program, and I want to make sure it's a really good fit, which we all do. But depending on the niche, sometimes we really actually need to know that. So, for example, I have an erotic sex coach who she gets people onto a discovery call because she wants to make sure, like, about their trauma history and things like that. The work is they're ready for the work. Okay, so you're gonna need to decide that for yourself, and only you will know. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand, you're going to need to grab paper and pen. Okay, there's going to be a lot of information. Bookmarkers, save this. As you're here, please say hi. I'm going to grab my phone actually so I can see the comments and see the questions that are perhaps coming through. If you're on the replay, of course, I'm going to say type in replay. I want to see who's here. Go ahead and keep asking your questions as well on the replay, and I will come back to share. Hi, Rena. Good morning. Are you packing, love? Okay. So, first of all, we always want to be very, very clear about our intention and purpose of our launch. And generally, that's going to be, what are you wanting to call people into? What is that program? What's the intention of the program itself in terms of the transformational results? And who exactly are you trying to call in, right? And then also your own intentions for yourself, those goals of how many people you want and the income goal. So the intentions of the energy you're wanting to put into this program. And then also looking at the launch in general, what's the energy you intend to put in? Fun better be part of it. Okay, flow and ease ideally, of course, and the intention of giving lots of value. Okay, and so when you're so clear about the intentions, just like even before I got on this live, my intention is to ensure that you walk away today after watching this live, that you have an idea of the tools you'll need to prep, yeah, and the mindset you'll need to prep, and like maybe some of the outline, the steps. Of course, again, it's a live. It's not the same as working with me in my group coaching programs or one-on-one. Okay, but I will give you what I can on the live. So what you'll oh, also the function. So function, so purpose, intention, and function. So the function is how you're going to deliver it. So are you planning to, in the big scheme of things with a launch, you generally want to create, you want to build in something and then give something of value for free. So like a 5-day challenge or a masterclass to really help people understand truly your system, your personal signature system that you help people in your program. So you're going to need to do some reverse engineer, right? So you know what your program is. You're going to reverse engineer, design a 5-day challenge or a masterclass webinar. That's a same thing. That's going to pull in pieces of what people would dive deeper when they work with you. They're going to dive in deeper to go further into, okay, and have your expert eyes on. So the webinar is like a teaser, but also gives a lot of value, just like this Facebook Live, okay, modeling it. And so you're actually selling people into for the free thing first, okay? So I think the caveat is if you have like, it depends on how engaged your audience is. If you have had already a lot of success in a certain program, and you have tons of client testimonials, you don't need to launch as much. You can sell in the DM sort of thing, and that's a whole different model. I'm not going to go into that today. Okay, so generally my audience here, you're newer, you're in their first 2 years of business, and you are looking at really generating even more soul tribe and building that like, know, and trust factor and getting people into your programs. And so you're still in that momentum. And you know what? I am as well. As we're shifting and rearranging and recalibrating, there are times where you'll want to launch, and then there's times where there'll be an anti-launch phase. So stay on track here, Roz. So in terms of what you'll need, okay, you definitely need an email marketing system. All right, so if you're starting from scratch, you're going to need a longer time to launch. Okay, you're going to need to give yourself, I generally say 30 to 60 days. If you have a quite engaged audience, right, people are just kind of waiting for you to make an offer, 30 days is great. Okay, maybe even 3 weeks. So I'm going to say like 30 days. If you are just starting from scratch, we're making an assumption that you have some following, it's engaged, you have an email marketing, but if you're totally starting from scratch, that's okay. This is really good for you, all of you, okay? So you need an email marketing system like MailerLite, Aweber. I use ConverterKit now. I personally hate MailChimp, so I would not recommend it. If you're just starting out, there are, like, MailerLite's really good. They're free version, and usually, it's free till, don't quote me, but probably like 1,000 subscribers. Okay, so that's what I recommend with my clients. If you're just starting out, or if you have under 1,000 subscribers. And then Aweber, I think, was like $15 a month, like with the first like it's free and then it's a paid version, US. Okay, and I love ConvertKit. It's very intuitive. I use it now. It's really great for like seeing. I find it's really easy to see who's opened the email, who's clicks on the links. Honestly, I didn't see Aweber being able to do that. So if you just want to be like, just go right into something that's really, really, I think, an incredible product, I love ConverterKit. Okay. And then you also need to have a social media platform. So of course, Facebook and Instagram are usually where my people hang out. You may also have your profile on LinkedIn, and you have people that you nurture there, right? So whatever your platform is, that's what you need to have. I'm going to make the assumption, because I'm not going to go into that in this detail here, but that you have been creating content marketing that's aligned with what you're calling people into already. If you're new, I have a program for that. Okay, Client Attraction Academy, Soul Ascension Business Catalyst Container, which is my 1-year group coaching program. I'm coming out that we start that in January. I have some beautiful, gorgeous souls in there already. And that one is by application only. So if you're ready to really level up, like, we will go deep into this launch. But with client attraction, this is really about learning about content marketing and how to really create the different types of content marketing that is going to call in your ideal clients. It's about getting clear on your niche, your branding, getting clear about getting out of your own way and showing up in your vibe, and giving lots of value to your audience. So you have people hanging out at your front door. Okay. And so with this, you're really already positioned yourself. You have subscribers on your email list, they're engaged, and you have people who are engaged with you on the socials as well. Okay, so this is ideally. And so there's a lot of lurkers. Okay, and that's okay too. So sometimes you just got to roll this out. And here's the other thing is, when you're launching, everything is always testing. Okay, marketing is always about testing as well. So yes, you can have the structure and the formula, but you really can't rely just on the strategy or the systems. It's you that's got to work it, that's got to do the testing, look at the data, look at the insights, look at the numbers, as well as noticing how you're showing up, what might be getting in the way. All right, so there's a lot of mindset stuff. And this is where, when I work with my clients, we really dig into what is that maybe unconscious thing that's like keeping you blocks from people, really showing up and getting interested and sending, you a DM. So coming back to the structure though, what you'll also need, so email marketing, social media platforms, payment. Okay, so how do you collect your payment? I would say if you're just starting out, use Stripe, or I use Stripe and PayPal. And then I have my own processor, which has less processing fees. Okay, but generally just for starting, do Stripe or PayPal. They're easy peasy. You can set that up. And you need graphics. So if you don't have a graphic designer, like, Canva is really awesome. You can create your own graphics in there for your social media, for what you're putting people into. For this, you need to create an email sequence to nurture the people as you're launching. I'll go a little bit more in detail with that. You can also use promotional partners. Who do you love to partner with that complement what you're offering? They could be affiliate partners, right? So you give them a referral fee for every referral that they sign up. You guys see, I do that, okay? And so those are very powerful. So you're not working harder, you're working smarter when you have promotional partners who have an audience. That's a key. They also need to have an audience. They are influencers, right? They're a hub. So you build, this is why I say relationships are currency, right? And that's why I encourage you all to really show up here on Facebook Live Tuesdays, Tune In Tuesdays, and share your brilliance, because you never know who's watching. And so this is really key, is the relationships. And it's really helped me in my launch. Even having your previous clients be promotion partners can be pretty powerful. Okay. All right. So number one is 30 to 60 days before a program begins, before you call in your people. There's also so really put it out there, set a date for yourself, then you're reverse engineering. Okay, you need to create a landing page through your email marketing system, if that's probably the easiest way, right? Well, landing page is where people can give you their email and name in exchange of signing up for your masterclass or your 5-day challenge. Okay, and then it's time to announce on your socials. So this is where you do all the content marketing, email marketing, you can do blog posts, get on podcasts, really share your brilliance. And those of you who've been in my Client Attraction Academy, I teach you about developing your own personal signature system so that you know exactly what you're speaking about that's aligned with helping people dive in deeper in your program. Okay, so then it's about building the excitement to call in your ideal clients. It's very, very important. You don't just try call in everybody, because if you do that, you call in nobody. So really get clear about who you're calling in, and you write copy. All your content is speaking to that person. Okay, and then some examples of content marketing posts are educational. Do a lot of educational posts, meaning, and if you look at my Instagram, you'll see, or even my Facebook professional page, Rosalind Fun Coaching, Bold Sexy Warrior, you'll see I do a lot of educational posts about whatever it is that I'm promoting. So if it's the Flourishing Certified Life Coaching Program, you'll see I do a lot of education about that. If it's my masterminds, my group coaching programs about magnetizing your soulmate clients, monetizing your calling, I give you educational posts about that. You can also do inspirational posts, and stories are very powerful, right? That speak to your ideal clients. So normally all of our ideal clients are typically former versions of ourselves. What did we need to hear that we wish we heard, back then when we were really feeling challenged and struggling? Okay, testimonials are very powerful social proof. Okay, these are just some examples. I go much deeper in my programs about this. And then number 3 is make sure you're doing call to actions at least 3 posts a week, 3 times a week. You don't want to do it every post because that's like a little too much, but every post should definitely be related to some aspects of your program. Sprinkle in, it's about you and your energy and showing up as authentically and unapologetically as you. People really feel into your energy first. Energy doesn't lie. Okay, and so do not be afraid to show a little bit more about your personal life. If you see my personal Facebook account, you see that I'm here. Actually, you're probably wondering why my background is like 90s and turquoise and so not on brand today with the what is that, like, I don't know, 80s painting. I'm actually sitting in my the house I grew up in, and Um, this is my brother's old room. So that's kind of where I'm hanging out as I'm staying here back in my hometown of Edmonton. I'm visiting here for shaman school. So, and of course, I'm having lots of playtime with my friends. So let's come back to the structure though. Um, so, really like showing off not showing off, but celebrating or seeing like how you actually practice what you preach. People need to see the authenticity, right? Like there is nothing more than a turnoff than, and has this ever happened to you, where you can get a connection with somebody and you meet them in real life, whether it's like at, an event, like a networking event, a party, and you've been like following them for a while and you're excited to meet them because you feel like you know them, and then when you meet them, they are not the same effing person. Like, what the fuck? Right? Like, I mean, there's like, maybe they're nervous, maybe there's whatever, but I've had that happen a couple times. It's almost a shock. So that to me, energy doesn't lie. And it's such a turnoff when people are not being authentic and showing up who they really are and actually matching the vibration that they're talking about. That's called, to me, I'm like, you need to be integrity. You cannot have what you are vibrationally not. So you cannot pretend that you're a manifestation person if you have not actually manifested what you truly desire consistently, right? And then sustain that and then think you're going to coach people on that. So have I had people that have attempted to do that? Yes. And what happens? Repelling. Okay, so if I've seen that happen many times, and I'm like, it's because you're not being true. You're trying to sell what you think people are going to want, but you're actually not truly, that's not your sole purpose. You're not aligned. That's not what 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 is aligned for your sole purpose. And so when we're trying to fake it and think that's what people want, but it's not really my expertise, or I haven't actually created those results in my life, then there's a disconnect there. You're gonna last only so long. Okay, so what I'm trying to invite you to do is own your brilliance. Own your brilliance in the way that it's actually supported your clients in your own life. Okay, don't try to pretend anything. Okay. Um so you keep doing this, keep calling people in, keep building the excitement for your launch days, whether that's 30 to 60-day period. Do a lot of lives. The more live you do, the better. Don't just put posts out like, hey, join my webinar without any contents around. That's not going to be supportive. 1 week before your masterclass or your 5-day challenge, ramp it up. Okay, your call to actions can be like up to every single day, right? That's okay. I know some of you are stretching. Your emails will literally be more in the, hey, have you joined this? Last chance to join this. Really want you to get in. Even as they're in, hey, like, did you catch a replay? Still can sign up here, right? So is that going to feel like that's bothering people? You know what? I always say if you get unsubscribes, that's a thank you. It's not personal. Okay, that just means right now they're not feeling aligned. They don't need it. So you're not wasting your energy. That's a great thing. Okay? And then you deliver the 5-day or the masterclass, and then the don't forget, like, there will be last minute people too. People appreciate that before they get in. It's like the last minute thing. Okay, then you launch. You also, this is what I teach my clients, is sell. How to sell in your masterclass, sell in your 5-day challenge. And there's even more structure to that, which I won't be going on this about in this Facebook Live. Create time sensitive bonuses, because we want to get those fence sitters to make a decision whether it's empowered no or empowered yes. Okay, and then after that, there's a 3-week sales period where you are really following up with people who have showed interest, who have clicked on the link, who have watched the replay, and who you believe. It's okay to be active and go out and just say, I've connected, and I'm sure whoever's watching this, some of you have seen me. Hey, you know what? Have you watched the replay of this? Or I'm really curious, where your thoughts are, because you're definitely one of my soulmate ideal clients, and I'd love for your energy to be in this. And that's true. Why would I reach out if I didn't think that was true, right? It's like, yeah, that's awesome. And when people do that, reach out to me and say that, I'm grateful. So notice as well what's your energy around that when people reach out that and they're like, hey, so I've got this. Do you feel defensive? Do you feel like, oh my God, you're just trying to sell me? Because guess what? If that's the energy you feel and receiving that from someone else, what is then when you're in their shoes, what's the energy you're putting out? You're probably holding yourself back. You're probably not saying what you actually need to say to hold people in that higher space of, hey, I know I'm gifted, I know I'm talented, I know that I can support you in your transformation, I see you struggling, and I'm just gonna lovingly call you out and say, like, yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? Right? And what's stopping you? And then that's where you can, and you, of course, you need to have the relationship with that person already. Okay, and so from that place, then you can deal with some of the objections if they still have some. And if it's not the aligned time, awesome. Like, everything is totally about not being attached. All right, that's all about sacred selling. Is there's no attachment, you're having fun, you're in flow, you're delivering, you're giving lots of value, and then you're holding space for possibilities for your ideal clients to come in. But you also need to be very active in the yang energy of this. There's no yin energy. There's no like, okay, this is why health is wealth, right? You need to be in your highest vibration in this energy. So you can see there's a lot of foundational work. If you were just trying to start a launch without all the foundational work of making sure you're in a high vibration, you're in the right mindset, you're in the frame, you're in the, I'm going to call in my clients, and you just deliver, it's going to fall flat. Okay, it's going to fall flat. Energy, mindset, soul always trumps strategy and structure. always. Okay. However, it's very important. Okay. I start my business not having very much structure. And it's like, okay, but I believe, and I'm going to do the thing to call people in. And then I create a structure because, it kind of felt like a hot mess after, right? So it's like, it's really important to have all of these pieces, but energy and mindset will always trump structure and strategy. So I hope that's helpful. I'd love to hear what your takeaways are. I'd love to I'd love to hear what your questions are, if there are any, and if you do feel called for me to work with me to dive in deeper with this, so that you can really create some epic results in your launches into your programs. PM me. I'd love to see how I can support you. This is something that I'm going to be teaching deeper on in my 1 year group coaching program. So it's Soul Ascension Catalyst Container. And this is where you are really going to learn from beginning foundation. So Client Attraction Academy is actually going to be part of this as well. But if you wanted just a sampler, Client Attraction Academy is a 12-week and it'll help you with the foundations. If you want to go all in, 2022 is going to be your year. You're going to create a business, grow it, and have the desired results. Always about internal, and magnetize the clients that you deeply desire, want to work with. Get more clarity about what that looks like in detail, and be monetizing this programs for you. Client attraction, of course, you can monetize. I've had clients who have I have that client Regina, you guys have seen that video, she's quadrupled. Okay, it's always about radical personal and spiritual responsibility. All right. And so this is really like, you show up for yourself, you do the inner work, you do the work about implementing the structures. How could you not get results, right? And so that's what all of my programs are. If you're curious about them, you want to jump in and see which one's most aligned for you, DM me. I'm so happy to have a chat. All right, my loves, take care.